Welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business, the podcast. My name is Abby, and each week I will be chatting to a different independent business owner about the story behind their business journey and how they built their brand. Enjoy the episode. So hello and welcome to another episode of Mind Your Business. Now today I'm joined by Graham from Grow Urban.
Hello, how are you doing?
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for coming.
So why don't you tell us a wee bit more about what you do here at Grow Urban?
Okay, so Grow Urban is a plant shop primarily, but we're also a cafe. We sell a lot of houseplants, a lot of rare varieties. So we have foliage plants, we have succulents, we have larger floor plants, hanging plants. So it's like a little urban jungle.
Yeah, it really is a jungle in here. It's amazing.
So as I said, we also are a cafe, so we've got a small number of seats and we offer very nice coffee, tea, cold drinks and cakes. And we're open 7 days a week here, so it's all go.
Amazing. So what kind of led to you starting this place?
Well, so if we go back a little bit, I used to own a bakery business in Edinburgh called Cuckoo's Bakery.
Alright, I think I've heard of that actually. That rings a bell, yeah.
Yeah, so I set that up with my now ex-business partner, but my very close friend Vidya. We set that up in 2011. We both actually used to live in London, and we worked in the theatre industry, and we worked together, and we had this kind of dream of opening a cafe, which kind of snowballed into a bakery. And we were primarily known for cupcakes. We had a couple of shops. Anyway, we had that for 7 years, and we kind of felt like it was time for us to go our separate ways and sell the business and look for new opportunities. So that's kind of what happened about 2017 in the summer. So we sold that, and then I kind of spent about a year thinking, well, maybe 6 months to a year, trying to work out what it is I wanted to do next. So I did take quite an extended period of time out of work, which was good, but also it was a bit kind of boring as well.
Yeah, when you're used to that fast-paced work kind of.
Yeah, so my parents used to own a garden centre, so I kind of grew up around plant. My grandmother was an amazing gardener, and I've always I kind of regret that I didn't pay more attention when I was younger, to be honest, but I just love plants, and I saw a gap in the market, and then this shop that we're in Fountain Bridge came up for let, and I saw it when I was out walking my dog, and I thought, that'd be such a perfect place to do what I want to do. Yeah, it's a great location. And it kind of happened from there, and that's where we are now, really.
So when was that you opened?
We opened in April this year.
This year? Oh, yeah. Wow.
So we've been going there for 6 months.
Yeah, that's amazing. I thought it was longer than that. I feel like I've heard about this place for so long. I feel like I've probably followed you on Instagram since the start, probably. Then.
Yeah, the rise of Instagram. I think it's a very visual product, and it kind of suits social media because people can kind of enjoy that kind of lush greenery. We've kind of gained a lot of customers via social media.
Yeah, that's perfect for Instagram. So is Instagram like your main social media that you use then?
Yeah, definitely. We use Facebook as well, but I would say that Instagram's much more of a important platform for us.
Yeah. So was that quite a quick turnaround then from the idea sort of being planted to actually opening the place?
I had the idea, but it was really hard to find premises in Edinburgh because it's quite a small city, it's quite condensed, and Edinburgh's doing relatively well in terms of small business, and we've got, I think I read recently it's one of the healthiest high streets in Britain, which is great. So there's not many shops that come up for let. So when I saw this one, I thought, right, I'm going to jump on it, and I had the sort of acorn of the idea. It was just kind of very small, and I thought, right, I need to push this forward now and find people to refurbish the premises and find suppliers and just work out exactly all the branding and everything. So,
there's so much to it.
There's a lot to think about.
Yeah, so I suppose that would help that you had the experience from having the shop before. Definitely. That sort of help you? I
think having had a business before, you obviously you can learn from your mistakes, and you can look to find ways to simplify processes from the start. Yeah. And also contacts, I knew people to call upon to do the things that I needed that I couldn't do myself.
So for the branding, obviously your branding is like so strong. Was that always sort of the vision from the very start, or did you go through any sort of different ideas?
I had been thinking about a name for a long time, and of course I'm quite a visual person, so I was like writing it down, like sort of almost just on my phone, just like writing lists and lists of different ideas and different names. And then I wanted to use the word grow, but I wanted to link it into this idea of it being a space that's in the city, and it's important that people can find greenery. And get greenery into their urban life. So that's kind of where the idea came from. And then my partner was like, well, what about grow urban? And I was like, yeah,
that's
good. So I had that. I had the name, and then I went and met with a local designer called Sylvie Docherty, and she's fantastic. She really knows what she's doing, and she helped me to. I mean, I would say it's quite a simple in terms of the logo itself. It's very simple, but we went through a lot of stages to get exactly how I could see it being. It's kind of strange. You kind of know what you want it to look like, but then it's hard to describe it until you actually see it.
You have to. And people kind of think like it is quite a simple logo. You think that was quite easy, but it's so hard to get like the perfect fonts and like the perfect feel.
We went through so many fonts. We were like, is it serif or sans serif? And I mean, even the terminology, I didn't even know. And so she had it all down, and we went through lots of changes, and eventually, and colours as well. Although, to be honest, the colour, we've kind of used a lot of different colours within the interior of the shop itself. And also, I think the logo can be altered with colour. It doesn't necessarily have to be. We've got a neon sign.
I love it.
Kind of gold. So
it is a simple logo, but I think the whole shop is like it brings it to life when you come in and you're like, everything flows together so nice.
We worked with a paints company. They're from Fife, actually, called Craig and Rose, and they're the oldest paint manufacturer in Britain, and they actually made the original colour for the Forth Road Bridge. I think it's called Bridge Red. So they've got a shop down Stockbridge, and I went and see them. I said I'd be really interested in getting your ideas on colour, and so Sylvie helped with the interior as well, and we kind of chose a palette, and we've gone with this quite bold gold yellow. It's called Liquid Gold, and then we've got like Rust Effect paints, and so all the paints from that company, and I think it works well.
So did that take a while for it all to sort of come together, like the branding and then the interiors? And
absolutely. So we had the shop had been a craft shop for 20 years, and it's quite different. If you had come here before, it was completely different to what it is like now. So the people that helped me refurbish, when the yellow paint started to go on the walls, I was like, oh my goodness, what have I done? This is crazy. Because like this big yellow box. But my friends kept saying, but once all the plants are in, it'll be fine. It'll soften it all, and it'll make it. And it did. It totally. I mean, the green of the plants against the yellow actually is really strong. So
because you need something. You can't, if you painted it all green, it would be
no, exactly.
so green. So
and
some
many plant shops are white. And I know that gives a lot of light in the room. But I wanted it to be different. I wanted it to stand out like that yellow shop.
I think it's warmer and it's more kind of cosy, and I think that works well with being like the coffee shop as well.
Yes.
So where did you get the idea to sort of combine the two?
Well, because I had the bakery before, and we had two cafes, that for me, that side of it was just a bit of a walk in the park. I was like, right, well, we'll do plant shop, and I can do coffee, because personally I know how to make coffee, and I know we can train people to make coffee. We use the beans which are roasted in Edinburgh by a guy called Mr. Ian, and I used him in my previous business. And then we've got a local cake supplier. I don't bake the cakes myself. All the people keep asking me if I am. However, I just don't have time. So the reason I wanted to do it though, in terms of, if you take it from a business perspective, is to create ambience and atmosphere within the shop. I'm not one for going into a shop where you're the only person shopping. And you've got that feeling of like, I just feel a bit uncomfortable. And if there's other people milling about, drinking coffee and just relaxing, and there's like that noise, and you can maybe hear some of it right now on the recording, but it just settles people, I think, and it just makes the place feel like it's got something, got a bit of vibe, something's going on.
Totally. Because I think when it comes to plants as well, like it can be so overwhelming, like if you don't know about plants or like what you want to walk in, so it kind of does sort of make it easier just to roam around and not feel so...
We do get people occasionally asking, are the plants for sale? And I'm like, well, because I thought if they weren't for sale, I'd be spending such a long time watering.
I know.
And we'd have more tables.
Yeah.
But every plant that we sell comes with a care label, which we have written ourselves.
Right, okay.
So we want it to be that people will buy something and really know that this can be with them for a long time. It's not just like, oh, this is a ficus, elastica, rubber plant. Good luck. We actually want to help and give people the right care advice. So we're open for any questions, no matter how stupid it might seem. And we really like to talk to the customers about plants, and everybody that works here is very knowledgeable. So I'm proud of that.
No, that's good, because I'm like totally a novice. I love plants. I'm just started to get some, and I'm like trying so hard not to kill them.
Well, I think with that is just buy plants slowly. So build your plant collection slowly. Just buy one or two at a time, and when you get home, take a bit of time, just even 10 minutes on your phone, Googling, and I know there's some contradictory information online about plant care and stuff, but if you follow some of the advice that we give and then just buy plants slowly. So I'm always fearful of people who come in like, right, I've just bought a new house and I want 30 plants, and I'm thinking 15 of these are going to be dead within about 2 months. So I try to actually, and I know it's not necessarily the best business idea, but I try to restrain people. Like, I think maybe you should just buy like a few at a time and build the collection, because then if they have success, I think they'll feel proud of themselves, and they'll want to buy more, and they'll want to learn more about plants. I think we're definitely have for a long time been lacking in sort of nature within the city and greenery, and I think it's about bringing that into people's homes and making them feel a bit more calm.
It
plants can definitely do that.
It definitely does make a difference, because we were renting for ages. We never had, I could have had plants, but we just didn't, and we just bought our first house. So I'm like that. I want to fill it. I want to fill it, but I'm like calming myself down. I've got a few, and it does make such a difference. It's just so like calming, I think.
And just nurturing them and watching them grow is lovely. It's kind of like you've got responsibility for something, but obviously it's not as difficult as bringing up a child or having to walk the dog every day and remember to feed it. But it's just nice to feel like you're responsible for that.
One of mine started like growing wee extra leaves, and I got so excited.
There you go.
I think it's a Chinese money plant. I've got one of them, and I think I've got 3 wee baby ones, and I'm so excited.
Oh, cool.
Kept something alive for the first time.
It's a really popular plant. We sold quite a lot of those.
So is there like a most popular one? Would you say it's that?
Oh, crikey. I would say cacti and succulents are very popular because they've got quite low maintenance and they've got drought tolerance. So people always go for those. But we do sell a lot of quite unusual and rare foliage plants that you won't necessarily see elsewhere, and we try to keep the prices reasonable as well. So we've started to sell more things that are more unique, and people are getting confidence in buying those as well. But as a one plant, there probably is. There is a really lovely plant called the satin pothos, which I could show you in a second. I know people who are listening to this can't see it.
I can put pictures up though.
But okay.
I'll put pictures of the shop and stuff up.
But it's a really popular trailing plant, so people are quite interested in having plants up on shelves or on bookcases and just watching them trail down. And it's an easy plant to look after. It's got this lovely silvery sheen on the leaf, and that's probably, I would say, one of the most popular plants.
I like the one, is it a prayer plant or something? It's got the pink through it. I love that. That
again is very popular. We sold a lot of those.
I feel like I just like all them, the ones that everyone's got.
No, that's good though. I mean, I think there's a reason why they're popular, because they are so beautiful. So
I'm proper basic now. I've just got the ones for IKEA that like everyone's got. That was how I started off. But no, some of these ones are amazing. I love that one.
This is gorgeous, a fishtail palm.
I love that. That's so unusual.
Yeah, it is quite unusual.
Yeah,
we've got a lot of floor plants in as well. Big, unusual, crazy floor plants.
I know some of them are.
I know they're actually not. Some of them are not even on the floor. They're up on the top of counters. But
so massive.
And hanging plants. We go through phases where people want hanging plants and like sell loads and loads, and then I'm like, oh, get lots in. And then suddenly everybody wants floor plants. You're like, oh,
do you think that's like the trends change?
I just think it's coincidence. I think having had a business before, you might say have a quiet day and you're going, well, what is it? Is it because the rugby's on, or is it because it's terrible weather,
Yeah.
and you're always trying to like work out what the trend is, but sometimes you just have to sit back and go, do you know what, it is what it is, and not look day by day at how your business is running. I think maybe look at it more over a week or a month, a longer period of time, and that gives more comfort than having a bad day, I think. So
you can get obsessive if you're like panicking about what's happened if you've had a bad day.
There's always tomorrow.
So obviously you're still quite new here, so has there been any sort of wee bumps in the road that have ended up kind of helping you for the better in the end, or any wee teething problems?
Well, I mean, I think it did take longer than expected to get the shop open. I think I got the keys in January. It didn't open until the very end of April, so I had to keep pushing that back, but I think that's quite common. It's like when people do a new kitchen or some refurbishment in their home, it always takes longer.
Yeah, there's always extra things that you don't factor in.
But I think that gave me the time to focus on some of the details, the kind of finishing touches of the shop and the way I wanted to present it, and just making sure we had the right products. But there's always those last minute things of like, oh, right, I need to actually put all these products onto the till, because we use like a digital till system. So you're like up late at night.
Does that take ages then, kind of logging everything in?
It's not so bad now because the stock, you're just adding new stock. But when you're stocking a shop from scratch, there's a lot of like pricing, labelling, that can be quite overwhelming. But you get there. It's like, before you know it, you just get through the process and do it. I don't think there's one specific thing that's gone wrong that I've
that's good,
necessarily learned from. But touch wood.
Oh my god, So do you notice a difference for running this place to running like the bakery? Is it
Yes.
a lot different?
So the bakery business was a bit more of a 24-hour operation, because we used to bake everything through the middle of the night and then send it out for wholesale or to the shops and sell it. And we had a 1-day cake guarantee. So if you buy a cake from us, it has been baked the day that you're eating it or buying it. So it kind of grew arms and legs, that business, and when we sold we had about 25 staff, and then you become a manager of people. And so I think I always say that we opened it with such high standards that we spent about 7 years just simplifying every process and trying to make the business operate in a sort of easier manner. So what I've taken from that is to look at ways to make this business easier so that I can still have a life outside of it. Because for me, business is a bit like a hobby, so I can become quite obsessive, and I really love it, and I just like relish every moment of doing something that involves a business. But I need to also think about my mental health and be like, maybe I shouldn't be quite so obsessive all the time. So I think it's running quite smoothly, and I was able to take some days off.
Oh, that's good.
This early on, that's good. So.
That's good if you have like staff that you can trust and you can kind of take that time away, because it's so hard to switch off
people, and especially because I am a bit of a perfectionist, and I think that's not always a good thing, because you're like, you can become micromanager, and I really try not to be that person. And that obviously means that I need to step away and know when to step away and just let staff get on with it. But the staff I've got, I'm just so thankful, because they're all fantastic. I really mean that from my heart. Fantastic.
Oh, that's amazing when you get that. Really, it's like we family,
Exactly.
No, so you said you kind of take days off. Do you still find it hard to totally switch off? Like, when you're off, are you off, or are you still like thinking about things?
I would say that probably the only times I would be completely off is if I was on a plane because nobody can get in touch with me, or on a cruise ship because I'd be in the middle of the ocean. Because I think there's every single day I would do something, but I still know. In fact, I think one of the best things is like going to the cinema. When you just go there and you're in a dark room and you're watching the screen, and then you come away and you might not even be in the best film, but it's that feeling of just focus on one thing and you're not thinking. So for me, that's a really good time to switch off. I'm probably still do bits and bobs, and I'll be on the end of the phone if anybody needs me.
That's the thing, when you're the boss and you've got people working under you, you can't
No, you can't.
Like I
especially in
can kind of
small
just like
businesses.
turn my phone off and ignore people,
Yeah.
but you can't do that.
Not really. No, that would be a bit bad. But yeah, anyway, everything seems to have gone smoothly so far. I shouldn't say that because that's like a curse. Like saying everything's going
Oh
smoothly.
no, blame me if it starts to go.
Oh well.
No, so obviously on Instagram we talked about how it's like such a great thing for on there, and you've grown such a big following already. Like, is it like 6,000 people or something? I think you've got.
I think it's nearly, yeah.
So was that just like totally organic? Is that just
Yeah,
literally...
we haven't done any advertising on social media, so it's just happened organically.
Yeah.
And I think in the very early days, and it was quite strange because I'd be in the shop, stand behind the counter, and somebody would walk through the door, and they'd have their phone up to their face, and they were like walking in the shop, filming it, taking photos.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't necessarily buy anything; they'd just walk back out, and they didn't even view the shop through their own eyes; they were viewing it through camera. And then, of course, they're posting it online. So. People were just sharing things, and they were just discovering us through that kind of medium.
So you don't do any other marketing, like kind of traditional
We've done
flyers
some,
or anything? Or?
No, we've done some Google AdWords advertising just for certain keywords, so that we're found as a plant shop essentially. And we did a little bit of marketing in the list, the list, but we haven't really done anything else at the moment.
That's amazing.
But that's not to say we won't in the future.
Yeah.
But we've got to keep the costs down in the early days.
Yeah.
And if it's working, it's working. And the space is not that big, so it can get extremely busy here on a Saturday. Like sometimes you can't see the floor.
Yeah.
And that's great, but maybe uncomfortable for people as well. So you don't want to kind of just like ram people through the door.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
in a
want it to
sense
get
of greed.
too...
It's about creating a nice place for people to shop.
No, amazing. So do you have a sort of grand plan? Like, is there a big...
Grand plan.
Yeah, do you have like, what's the goal?
Well, again, there's lots of ideas running through my head, but it's choosing the right ones and not saturating myself or the business and trying to do too much at once. I think I can see people doing that, and it's I'm very wary of that. So I think we definitely would like to do a bit more online in terms of sales. So maybe do local plant deliveries or something like that. Another shop would be wonderful, the other side of the city. I think Edinburgh could definitely have another Grow Urban.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe another two, I don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously we could go further afield in time as well. I think now we're focused on Christmas, and this is obviously our first Christmas, so we want to see what happens. We're doing a Christmas shopping night at the end of November, and we're getting in new stock that's Christmassy. Like nice, elegant Christmas.
Yeah, classy Christmas.
Yeah, classy Christmas. We're not getting trapped.
Not tacky Christmas.
Not tacky Christmas. So that's that, and then I think January will be the start of new projects and seeing what else we can do. But there's more things in my head and more in the pipeline, so things will happen, but I just need to choose exactly what the next step is.
Yeah, if you have so many plans and ideas in your head, it's getting the right one.
But sometimes if you have so many plans, you don't ever end up doing anything, or you try them all, but you get failure within each of them because you didn't focus enough on the one you wanted to do. So I think choose the right one and go with it.
Yeah, and I suppose you don't want to get too big too quickly and it just become like harder for you to switch off and take some time, and it's going well now.
You could saturate your market as well, because you could end up just taking custom away from one shop and giving it to others, so you've got to make sure you choose the right location if you do something like that. And also you don't want to neglect the original shop or original part of your business. So it's got to be the right time and the right choice.
Yeah. No. Do you think kind of your experience with the bakery is that sort of influencing you? Like, that grew so big, obviously you said.
Yeah, we I feel we ever made any mistakes. I'm sure we did. I shouldn't say that, but I think we learned from just trying to make things too complex or too complicated.
Yeah.
So sometimes the simplest things are the nicest things.
Yeah, you want to make sure you've got the kind of work-life balance as much as possible.
Exactly.
I know it's not really a real thing, I don't think. I don't
I
think anyone's really got it.
Owners, I don't think people, unless they do it, I do not think people appreciate how hard small business owners work. So a shout out to them, I think.
Yeah.
And there's some amazing people in Edinburgh that are funny businesses. So.
Well, actually, I've got a wee section called Check Them Out, where you can shout out any businesses.
Right.
So that goes on well for your point there. So if there's any small businesses in Edinburgh or further afield that you want to shout out, feel free to do as many as you want.
Well, I think it would probably be like an easy option to shout out people that have got bricks and mortar shops, and then like, oh, you know who that is. But there are people in the artisan world of business that people don't necessarily know about. And there's a really amazing girl, and she runs a business called Pie Dolly, and she makes artisan pies, and she's just so lovely. So find her on Instagram, follow her. I think she does markets down in Leith, and she does some wholesale stuff.
Right.
And then there's also a crazy, amazing lady called Mary who runs a business called Teeny Tings Terrariums, and she's actually a specialist in air plants. And she has got so much knowledge, and she's just amazing to chat to, and she's really passionate about her business, and she's actually coming along to our shop at the end of November for a Christmas market, and she's going to be here selling her products. As is a girl called Nick from Nick Stitches, who's also another very talented Edinburgh business person. So, there's just so many.
So many,
There is, and I think we should all have gratitude for how hard everyone works.
Totally.
To present, to the public things that people want to either buy or use, or it's just it's nice. And I think Edinburgh's got it's a small enough size that it can be like a sort of quite a nice small business community here.
Yeah, because other areas you go to, there is wee businesses, and it feels like a wee sort of
there's
high
always
street
pockets
feel,
like Stockbridge and Bruntsfield, and there's just some like nice people who just run the most lovely shops. And I think maybe some people, they get so involved in their own business, it's quite hard to look outside of that, and I think we should probably try more to come together. Strangely enough, in Fountain Bridge where we are, there's not many other little shops here, which I think is a good thing as well. But I've owned, as I said, I owned the bakery business, and we had a shop in the New Town, then we had one in Bruntsfield. It's always nice chatting to other people who own businesses.
Totally. Everyone kind of gets it, I think. They're on the same boat. And,
So you can just swear and shout,
rant.
Oh, God, it's awful, I'm having a crap day. Don't worry about it.
Even though you love it really, but sometimes you just need to hear that rant.
You just have to let it out.
People who understand understand the stress. No, that's amazing. I'll tag all those people on Instagram so you can people can find them.
Great.
So the last thing is for you to plug yourself. So where can we find the shop? Where can we find you online?
Okay,
any events
in case you didn't pick up, we're called Grow Urban, and we're at 92 Grove Street, which is in Fountain Bridge. We are also online at www.growurban.uk, and you can follow us on Instagram. It's just instagram.com/growurban. You can email us, you can phone us, you can message us on Instagram. We do actually offer plant advice over Instagram, even if you've not bought the plant from us. We're really happy to help. Come and see us, come and have a coffee and chat with us, and just enjoy some time in our little urban jungle.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing in here. I could honestly spend ages. I spend so much money in here as well. It's dangerous.
Get out.
I have to avert my eyes and all. Okay. No, thank you so much for being here and chatting with me. I really appreciate it. Pop in if you're in Edinburgh, follow them on social media, and I will speak to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Mind Your Business. If you're not already, be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Mind Your Business Podcast for updates on future guests and behind the scenes look at what we've been chatting about in this episode. See you next week.